Good afternoon, hello, it's Daniel. This is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel, and today is another day of triathlon training. However, the weather is doing that, so I'm not outside doing anything today. I should have gone for a run at lunchtime, but I'm not kicking myself too much because I can fit it in another day this week, hopefully when it's drier. I'm trying to just run 2 or 3 times a week to try and clear up a hamstring niggle I've had for yonks. Anyway, tonight's session is in the wattage cottage, obviously, and it is a threshold style interval session. Now, I feel a bit like scarred from this place. The last time I was in here was a few days ago, and I didn't finish a session. I felt quite down about it, was kicking myself and so on. So I'm hoping that tonight goes a lot better. The temperature is loads cooler. I have not done any other exercise all day, so I feel like I'm ready to take it on, and the session isn't as difficult as the one that I failed. So I've not got many excuses. I'm sure I'll think of 1 or 2, but you know. Right, so the session is this. It is a nice 12 minutes warm up, 4 minutes of threshold, 4 minutes recovery, basically through 4 times, and then 3 times 3 minutes threshold of 2 minutes recovery, sorry, 3 minutes recovery, and then 2 minutes. You get the idea. The intervals block shorten, and so does the recovery, but it's still only threshold, and that shouldn't be that difficult. It's a total of 30 minutes of threshold off of the equal rest, so 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off. That should be absolutely fine. The thing that's going to make it more difficult tonight is that I have to do these intervals in time trial position. So for those who don't know what that is, it's when you're on the bars like this, and your hip angle's greater, you're sort of bent over and a bit more closed up, so it's not harder to breathe, but it feels like it's harder to breathe, so it's going to make it a bit more difficult doing that, but it's only a few short minutes at a time, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. There's one way to find out. Let's get on the bike. Look what I've just seen poke her head out from behind the door out there. Elizabeth, where have you been all afternoon?
Snoozing.
You've had a long nap, haven't you? You're still in your pyjamas, it's 5 PM.
I'm having a pyjama day.
Liz!
I've been snoozing, doing jobs, just having a really relaxing day.
Yeah, I haven't seen you doing many jobs. Okay, right, anyway. Thanks for the support. Let's get on this bike. So this time trial position, is it the same? Too high on you. Let's come back. Oh, okay. Is it the same as my TT bike? No. Is it the same as my old TT bike? Also no. It's not the same as anything, but it'll do. It's better than nothing. In fact, it actually feels pretty aero. Really useful indoors, of course. Look at that, if only I could hold that for the whole thing. Oh well, save it for the intervals. Okay then, here goes nothing. Let's see how this goes. Go on. My heart rate is quite low, but the rate of perceived exertion, that's hard. I think I'm a bit genuinely like scarred by training indoors, like it intimidates me a bit now. I just think if I get through this first block of 4x4s, I'm actually just more than halfway through the interval time. Come on. I've just done the second 4-minute interval. I'm already in road position. That it's just way too low on the front end, this, and because of the unique way in which the kicker bike is set up, the stem just slips down when I raise it up a bit. So I'm really fighting with a really tight hip angle to try and put power out, which is not a position that I ride on the roads. It's not like I'm trying to train myself to put out in that position. I know I joked earlier about I feel a bit scarred about indoor training, but you know, when you've done a session indoors, you might know how it's feels, and you failed it. Like, it is a bit demoralising. Tonight I need to get on the bike, do a session, finish it, and feel good. Feel like it was within my ability. So that's the aim of the game. As long as I get the intervals out as planned, I don't think it makes a massive difference whether I'm not in TT position or not, especially as my TT position related races are a few weeks away now. So yeah, we're happy to get this done as it is. It's still not easy, but definitely easier than trying to fight the bike in a position I'm not really used to or and don't want to be. I had to nip for a wee after the first interval as well. We're really getting old now. I'm not getting through 20 minutes of riding without I stop at the toilet. Right, done and dusted. I'll leave the stats on screen, and right about now is when I actually have a quick look through the stats just to see what the session was like. I don't really spend too long like analysing these sorts of things. I do try and just move on to the next one, but we'll have a quick look. We'll have a look, of course we'll have a look. Right. But the intervals being quite short, I can't really draw any conclusions from heart rate because heart rate lags, takes a while to catch up. So maybe on the 4-minute ones, but not really. So I'm really more than just looking at the power, and they were all just over 320 watts, between 320 and 325. And so I don't use erg mode, that's absolutely great. I don't use erg mode because I don't want to just get into that spiral of death, and I quite like being in gears so that I'm not in the perfect cadence, because on the road you're never really at the perfect cadence, you're a bit above or a bit below. So really happy with that, feeling positive. Good workout. How did I fuel it? I had 8 jelly babies just as I was getting on the bike, and I just had squash. I haven't drank enough. I do need to drink more, but I find when I'm doing these sessions and I'm thinking about the intervals, I'm thinking about the video, I just don't think about nutrition. I know squash isn't nutrition, but drinking. So something to work on, absolutely. What time are we on now? 7:15, shower, change tea, 8, half 8, chill out a bit, go to bed, do it all again tomorrow. Hopefully with a run this time, so the weather's not as bad tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thanks very much for watching. Please do hit like and subscribe. Hopefully I won't be in here too much more this week, but it is looking like a couple of days, but it serves a purpose. Hope your training's going well. See you tomorrow.